Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of sport. So y'all check this out. Well, we're gonna go around the horn a little bit and talk a little bit about what's going on what went on the weekend, right? We know the Super Bowl happened, right? Patrick Mahomes and his boys, Kansas City Chiefs, won the first championship of the Super Bowl in about 50 years, right? So it's gonna be some legends coming, right? Like that, because Patrick Mahomes looking pretty good, having getting the MVP last year and follow that up with the Super Bowl win. That's a good start for a young quarterback. So we got to give him some love, give Kansas City some love, and also the 49ers. Because the 49ers, when you're looking at the 49ers, what's the names you know? Garoppolo, whatever the quarterback name is. I see it. I wouldn't know Garoppolo. See, forget his name. And Richard Sherman, quarterback. You don't know many of the names. Now we know Boza is playing good on the defensive line, but it's a team, right? It's not like, hey, the names stick out, right? Like it does in Kansas City. You know Tyreek Hill. Now you know Kelsey. You know what I'm saying? You know the name, and you definitely know Patrick Mahomes. But was one of those games we think of the running game's gonna be versus the passing game, and it wasn't high scoring as you would expect. It was a very good game, and which is not always with the Super Bowl. So congratulations to Kansas City, and congratulations to both teams for giving us a good Super Bowl. Super Bowl is a big event. And your girl Shakira and J Lo for handling their business. The two women that ain't the best singers in the world, but they know how to entertain, right? And you got some eye candy there. That's pretty good. So that was all right. Super Bowl was a good experience, right? Especially coming off of what happened with Kobe. You kind of need something to be uplifting, right? So that's it for the Super Bowl. Now, I want to go to the NBA for a short and give props and congratulations to Sabonis, right, for Indiana, making the All-Star team, right? I know his father, Arvydas Sabonis, is definitely proud of his son, right? Sabonis, because listen, dude is, playing power forward or center, right? And he's handling his business. Had a few triple doubles, if not two or three triple doubles already. And and the fact that Oladipo's been out for the whole year, keeping them above float. And let's be real, Malcolm Brogdon, has been missing also for some stretches. So you missing Oladipo and Brogdon, and the team is still winning. I think they're the fifth seed in the Eastern Conference. He has a lot to do with that, right? Me personally, don't get me started with the NBA, but he goes left a little bit too much. He'll run you over trying to go left. But he uses right hand every now and then. It's getting more and more. He's going to need that because good defenders will defend him very well, but it's not happening. So he's deserving of an all-star spot. And so congratulations for him to be one of all-star reserve. That's great news for him and Indiana. Right? But another congratulations going to your boy Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, Brandon Ingram, BI, baby. You know what I'm saying? People didn't recognize what is his third year or maybe it's just fourth, right? He's an all-star. It ain't easy to make an all-star in the Western Conference, but this boy deserves giving you about 26 points a game, what about 6 assists or 6 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists, handle his business, the go-to guy on that team, right? And we knew Brandon Ingram was going to make this jump sooner or later because he has that complete game. And he messed around and put his free throw percentage up to about close to 90, about 85, 86% from the free throw line. And the guy who can go both ways, and now he can shoot better from the outside as well. It's surreal, right? And for like some cerebral type game, right? Smooth brother handle his business. Only one brother out there smoother than him, and that's Van Helsing. That's my boy Shea Gilders Alexander. Now he just don't even have a pulse, but he ain't made the All-Star game team yet. He will. That's another one. We were talking about the three teams that you got to watch: Indiana, Pelicans, and Oklahoma City. I've been saying it for over about 6 weeks now. I'm telling you, that's what's up. Now the Pelicans gonna have a hard time. I said they have a hard time making the playoffs. I said they're gonna make the playoffs before Zion got there, right? But it's going to be hard because the Portland that messed around got Trevor Ariza. They not and Damian Lillard is acting the damn fool, right? And so and Whiteside is leading the league in blocks. So Portland is going to be hard to pass. They're going to pass a Phoenix, and then you got to always remember something. San Antonio going to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? Because San Antonio is simply this. You come to play for Popovich, damn it, leave your ego at the door. That's the secret there. It's not really a big secret. Everybody here is equal. Leave it at the door. If not, we ain't gonna bring you in. That's the secret. right? So the Pelicans will need to do that too. They're going to have to straddle these guys. I think that when you got Lonzo Ball in the starting lineup, and I would start him just for the simple fact of he's young and he's going to need that confidence builder. I would bring Drew Holiday from the bench. Not right now because this minutes restriction for Zion. But when Zion can play full minutes, then bring Holiday from the bench and just let Ruddock start. You know, like just a red JJ Ruddock we talking about. Let Lonzo pass to him a little bit, whatever. You got Ruddock, Ingram, Zion, and whoever. Derek Favors could be cool, right? But you got your boy Drew Holiday so we can have the ball more from the bench. They're gonna win a lot of games. But my thing is, I might be wrong about them making the playoffs because bottom line is they're gonna have to go 20-10 for them last 30 games at least, and that's still won't get you in. It might get you very close, and them other teams got to go 500. That's what has to happen. But that wasn't the point of this video. It was but to give props to Brandon Ingram for making the All-Star team. Congratulations to him and Sabonis. That's awesome to see, right? Because the All-Star voting, it should be taken out of the hands of a lot of people. First of all, the fans. Get out of here. Because fans, you're picking your hometown player. You're picking the guy that looks like you. Remember when China was just voting for Yao Ming? Don't matter if he was even injured. It don't matter. We fans, once you become a fan of somebody, you're going to be voting for him. Look, your boy from L.A., man, my man. And I love him too, but I can't think of his name now. It's going to hit me. He, got a whole lot of votes. And, he can barely play. Bad, but he ain't supposed to be getting no votes. You know what I'm saying? The white dude for LA, man, it's gonna hit me, man. It's just right now, I got too much thing on my mind. I can't think of his name right now. But, we vote wrong. And then I would say, well, leave it in the hands of the sport writers, because they know what's up. But when I do boxing and I look at a lot of sport writers that don't write what they're supposed to write and are biased, right? So I don't even know if they're in the right hands to vote for the All-Star voting. I'm not sure about them because there's something is wrong with them too sometimes, right? I got people in boxing don't write some stuff. You talk about Canelo fighting somebody hard like Andrade or Demetrius Andrade or Jamal Charlo, and they champions. It could be have an undisputed fight. Boxing writers don't write about that ever. It's very, very rare, right? Because they're told not to. So when you have that element, I don't know, that might get into to basketball as well, because I've seen basketball change, and there's a reason why it's changed. But I will try to leave that out of this video, right? We'll leave that out. Congratulations to those guys that make the All-Star team. Those two stuck out to me. Sabonis and Ingram. I just think those two stick out. It's really good to see them there. There might be some others we'll talk about. So that's it for the NBA. Now let's go on over to tennis. The Australian Open is a Grand Slam, and I'm sorry for the people that, I was doing a lot of tennis videos, and I got away from that because boxing and messed around got so corrupted and took over, right? It's so corrupt. But normally by Grand Slam, I'm going to do at least 4 or 5 videos about the Grand Slams that are going on. I missed it on the Australian Open. Sorry about that. But your girl, Sophia Keenan, has won, and we come from nowhere from me. I didn't really know her. Right, I'm gonna be totally honest. I ain't going no. She kept beating people. You keep thinking, well, lucky. Yeah, she luckily went all the way to the finals and won it. Awesome performance. Beating Muguruza, Muguruza won a couple of Grand Slams, if I'm not mistaken. I know she won French, something else. Muguruza, and she was got a little hurt and is back and is playing real well. You don't get to the finals playing bad, now do you? And she beat her though in a very good match, and so congratulations to her. Now let's get to somebody who's going to open up the GOAT conversation in tennis again. Now for people who don't know what a GOAT is, that's the greatest of all time. Now when you talk tennis, when you say GOAT, man, you say that too loud, Roger Federer might show up. Because that's the GOAT. 20 Grand Slams, and I'm the baddest dude, right, for a long period of time. But normally when you say the GOAT, there's no question, right? In tennis, there's a question, and it really is really, if you've been watching tennis a long time, you didn't think you were going to see a lot of this stuff that's going on with Roger Federer. 20 Grand Slams is ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous, right? I can name you some names, and like I say before, they're all single digits. All these big names, Andre Agassi, single digits. What has Andre got? About 8 Grand Slams, 8 or 9. Boris Becker, them names like that, about 7, 6 or 7. Stefan Edberg, probably less than that. Who I'm missing? Jim Courier, Michael Chang, Let's go all the way back. All that. Single-digit Grand Slams. If your name ain't Pete Sampras, you didn't have double digits, or Roy Emerson had 12, right? Pete Sampras, when he had 14 back in the day, I was like, man, ain't nobody getting close to Pete. It's Pistol Pete we talking about up in here. Ain't nobody getting close to Pistol Pete. Then Federer was coming, but you didn't think he was going to do that longevity. Because Federer's still looking good out here. He lost in the semifinals to Djokovic because he was tired messing with somebody before that, right? Federer is 37, damn near 38, and still, it's only two people going to beat me. Regularly. Some, beat him every now and then. But that's ridiculous how good he is. So he's the GOAT with 20. But the problem is Rafael Nadal with 19 Grand Slams. And the reason why is because he's going to annually win the French Open, okay? You got 19, which means after May, the end of May, he going to have 20 if Djokovic don't spit in the soup. And Djokovic is the only one that's going to spit in the soup on clay. So he might have 20, right? And that means if Nadal gets 20, then I don't know if we can call Federer the greatest of all time because head-to-head, Nadal still has a lead over Federer. And he was blowing Federer away until about 2 years ago when Federer got hurt, worked on that backhand a little bit more, and came back swinging harder on that backhand. And now, Federer has been dealing with Nadal of late, which is kind of funny, right? But that's 19 Grand Slams, man. So, the GOAT's conversation between those two, actually, until yesterday. Now, Novak Djokovic, we know he's awesome. As a matter of fact, I think Novak Djokovic has a head-to-head against both of those guys, either even or beating them. Has a better head-to-head against either one of those guys. This is Novak Djokovic we're talking about. Man, let me just give you an example. He won Australian Open 8 times, right? And he beat Dominic Thiem. Dominic Thiem was hit. I'm talking about, let me tell you something. Dominic Thiem is one of them dudes where, because I like, when I could watch tennis, one thing that I really like a lot, I know a lot of people hit good forehands, right? Like my boy, my boy from Argentina that always keep getting hurt his wrist and everything. Can't think of his name right now. Man, I can't think of nobody's name, can I? Right? He's at surgery right now. Luckily, he keep getting hurt. Anyway, we got some forehands out there. But those one-hand backhands, when somebody hitting one of them when they seeing the ball like that, because it takes a little bit of timing. I could play tennis not 5 years and go out there and hit a two-hand backhand. But that one-hand backhand, you're going to have to be out there a little bit to get that timing ready. Especially in the pro tennis, people hitting the ball hard. His backhand is Wawrinka-ish. You know what I mean? Wawrinka-ish. And okay, because matter of fact, Wawrinka's backhand so good, people don't want to even hit to the forehand. You know what I'm saying? Hit to the backhand. They be trying to hit him to the forehand. But Dominic Thiem is going to be a problem for a long time too, because the last time they matched up against each other, he beat Novak Djokovic. But the key here is, and this is what the difference is between men and women's tennis, and that's why sometimes people, I'm all pro women and writing books about women and domestic violence. There it is, slap, go get it at Amazon, right? I'll get pro women on stuff, but not with tennis. I don't think women should be getting the same pay as men, period. Because they playing still 2 out of 3 sets, right? In the Grand Slams and every other tournament, there's no difference. I think at the Grand Slam, they get more rest if they're not playing doubles. You know what I mean? It's not really a difference there. For men, there is a difference from a normal tournament and a Grand Slam. You're going to have to beat this dude 3 out of 5 tournaments, which means when you beat him, you really beat him. You didn't just have momentum, because the momentum switches in a 5-set match. And you saw it in the final, right? After Dominic Thiem won the first 2 out of 3 sets, that would have been over. That match would have been over. Now, wouldn't it? Right? And you thought, man, Djokovic ain't going to come back. This dude is looking real good today. It ain't happening. And Djokovic turned that match around. That's a champion. A 17-time Grand Slam champion, y'all. 17 Grand Slams. 8 of them at the Australian Open. Now, and because of him, we probably can't just pencil in, your boy Nadal at the French Open. Probably can't pencil him in, right? You're going to start writing, though. You're going to start writing Nadal's name on the trophy. But Djokovic is the only one that's going to probably stop him from doing that. Because Djokovic has beat him on clay before. So, I was happy when Djokovic came to tennis too because it was important because Nadal was just pushing up on Federer too fast. And I'm more of a Federer fan than Nadal. I don't really like Nadal that much because he beat Federer all the time. It's the same thing. I didn't really like Jordan that much because he beat LA all the time. I didn't like it. Right? Not saying I didn't acknowledge his greatness. Same thing with Nadal. Fighters. So, congratulations to Novak Djokovic for not only winning the Australian Open for the 8th time or becoming a 17-time Grand Slam champion, right? And just, being double digits, way up in double digits, right? And regaining his number one status, but reopening the GOAT conversation. Because now Novak Djokovic is officially in the GOAT conversation. And then by the end of this year, it might be a little bit louder. So let's see what happens going forward. Congratulations to all the wonderful athletes that help us get through the weekend. You guys, without y'all, don't know what I would do because I love me some sport. Congratulations, everybody. Doma Sports Talk worldwide. And I'm about to hear y'all.